I'm currently listening to the audiobook Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. I have about 20 minutes left, but he just brought up an exercise that I really enjoyed doing, so I wanted to share it with you all. But I will also be doing a book review on the whole book, but there's so much in that book. I knew that this exercise needed its own video. So this is an exercise that one of his professors while he was in medical school had he and his classmates do, and it brought a lot of clarity to him and spurred a lot of action. And for me, when I just did it, it brought a lot of clarity and confirmation that the path that I am heading towards this year is the path that I need to be taking. And I wish I could share more details, but I don't want to share anything until it's all confirmed. So bear with me for a few more months. I did adapt the exercise just a little bit, change it up just a little bit so that it made more sense for me. So I will share it in the form that I did it, which is not exactly what he shared. If you want to know exactly how he did it, I highly recommend listening to the audiobook. I personally think it's a lot more fun to hear the author speaking their own book. They do kind of add some fun things sometimes, and I just connect with it a little better. So without further ado, let's just jump into how I set up the exercise. It is called the Wheel of Life, and the way that he was describing it, it sounded like you were actually supposed to plot out these 9 areas around a circle, and you fill in out from there 0 to 10, 0 being shorter and 10 being longer. So you can visually see the results around your circle. And the 0 to 10 is a measure of how aligned you feel like each area of your life is with how you want it to be. 0 being not at all aligned and 10 being perfectly aligned. So the 3 areas that he broke it down into are health, work, and relationships. And then within each of those 3, there are 3 more. So within health, there's body, mind, and soul. Within work, there's mission, money, and growth. And within relationships, there's family, romance, and friends. And that was as far as he went. So there's those 9 items within those 3 categories, and that was as far as he broke it down. I personally broke it down even further. I took each one of those 9 and broke it into 3 more attributes, subcategories for each one. Because, for example, with the first one, body, I was like, I'm not really satisfied with how strong I am right now, so I'm not going to rate that very high. But I am really happy with how I'm prioritizing movement of some kind every day. So I would rate it high for that. So I was like, I need to break this out further so I can identify the aligned and not so aligned portions of each one, if that makes sense. So I further broke down body into strength, movement, and health. But you can break down these categories into whatever you want to put in there. I just would recommend 3 different areas for each one. So I'll give a couple different examples for some of my other ones. So under work, under mission, which he said could be synonymous with just your career, I broke it down into creativity, balance, work-life balance, and value, how much value I feel like I'm adding. And then under money, I broke it down into income, spending, and saving, how I feel I'm doing in each of those areas. In growth, I did learning, experimenting, and grace, how much grace am I giving myself during this growth process. And under friends, I broke it down to support, how supportive do I feel like my friends are. Time, am I happy with how much time I'm spending with my friends? And alignment, do I feel like these friends that I have are people that I align with and want to become like? So those are just some examples of what I broke down each category into. Feel free to break it down however feels like best describes the different areas that you want to evaluate yourself on. So once you have broken down all of your 9 areas with the additional 3 areas underneath, however you want to do that, go through and add the number that you feel like best represents how aligned you feel like you currently are in that area with how you want your life to look, how you want to be aligned in that area Are you pretty close to what you want for that, or do you have a lot you still need to work on? Once I filled out all those numbers, I looked back through, and any number that was 7 or lower, I paused and asked myself, okay, what do I need to do to improve this? How can I get this to be more aligned with what I want? And then I just wrote down statements. For example, in the body area, I wrote down improve body strength and health by addressing overall health issues that are impeding performance. And then under growth, one of my subcategories was experimenting, and I rated that pretty low. And so I wrote improve experimenting by letting myself try new things without needing to be perfect. So just work down the list, and any number that's 7 or lower, just really think about it and try and identify what you need to do in order to get that number higher, in order to get it more aligned with how you want your life to look. Now, I did mention that this exercise brought me some clarity, and let me just try and explain that without giving away what exactly I'm talking about. I rated my work-life balance and perceived value added pretty low. And the first thing that came to mind was that what I am planning to do this year, assuming all external factors fall into place, is going to address that work balance and perceived value add issue. And it will also address my income and savings, because those were also rated low. I feel like I've gotten my discretionary spending to a good level, but I'm not happy with the amount of money that I'm making, and as a result, the amount of money that I am able to save. So what I'm planning to do will solve all these issues. And it kind of was just this aha moment of like, okay, this is confirmation that what I am planning to do is where I need to be going, what I need to be doing. And that was kind of a cool moment for me. So I would highly recommend doing this exercise for yourself in whatever form you want to do it. If you want to do it exactly how they did it without breaking down the subcategories, or if you want to break out the subcategories and assign your own words or areas to it, I would highly recommend doing it and seeing what clarity it gives you, what action steps it prompts you to think of and start implementing, because this not only confirmed for me that what I am working towards is what I need to be working towards, but it also gave me a couple areas that it's like, okay, I need to dive deeper into addressing this in order to get some of these things more aligned. So highly recommend doing this exercise. If you do it and you have any aha moments or clarity moments that you want to share, feel free to drop those in the comments down below. I would love to see what this brings up for you, and I hope that if you do it, it is helpful.